All right, we are back. This is Italy turn 5, or before Italy turn 5. So I just wanted to talk a bit more about strategy. It's been a full round since the last time we talked about that. So I just want to talk, first of all, kind of about what I am seeing in the game. So the last turn, on turn 5 with the US and the UK, this whole fleet picked up from 39 and went over here. So that whole fleet is in C-Zone 36 now. UK put everything they could into UK4 to try to defend that. So that's kind of what's going on there. The US also took back UK10 over here. And Russia just staying put over here, not moving forward. Those are the kind of, I guess, the main points. Also China, a lot of guys over here on the left side. This is all Japanese now, and you can see U.S. bringing some more units over to try to defend this U.S. 21. If they lose that, they're going to lose a $10 10 IPC national objective. So that's kind of important to them. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're sitting. So to me, there were a number of things that I thought were good for me and what happened in the last turn. The first of which was, so with this whole fleet vacating over here, what I was worried about was all or some of them were going to go into this, I think it's C-Zone 40 right here. And the reason I didn't want that to happen was it would stop my ships from coming through. And I mean, I only have one transport there, but I do have a cruiser and I do have a battleship as well that can bombard. But it just gives me 2 extra units that can go into UK4, which helps out a lot. Like, this is a pretty tight battle right here. So I was happy to see that. So that was something Corporal Clegg could have done differently. I mean, obviously he's going to do something else with these ships, but I was worried he was going to do that. I probably would have attacked UK4 anyway. Like, I am going to do it on this turn. Well, it's Italy right now, but when Germany comes around, I am going to attack that. And so that is one thing that's going to make my odds a little bit better in that battle. So I was happy to see that. The other thing I was pretty happy to see is that Russia did not move forward. So just using these, I didn't mention before, but these little dice to kind of represent things that I thought were key moments or key factors. So what I was pretty worried about was Russia moving forward into R8. They did attack it, didn't have any units left over, so that's why it's German, but there's no units in it right now. Anyway, so I was pretty worried about Russia moving forward there. I did have enough units that if I'd brought my entire Air Force from over here, which they can reach, so they can go into 23 and then whatever this is, 24 through here and attack it, because I have a lot of planes over here right now. So I did have enough to kill it. I probably would have got into killing my planes if I had done that, or I could have just strafed it for maybe a couple of rounds and really whittled them down before retreating. So if he had to move forward, I was honestly thinking about doing that instead of going for UK4. So that might have been something that could have dissuaded me from doing UK4. But now that I know Russia is at least 2 turns away from attacking my city here, I'm feeling safe enough because my planes can participate over here this turn and then have another turn to get back and save that if necessary. So that was another thing I was pretty worried about, was Russia going forward here. So if they had done that, I might have had to deal with it. I actually don't remember or exactly the situation for if they would have been able to take the city or not with what I was able to build, but it was looking pretty bad for me. So I would have probably had to back off of UK4 and go deal with that. So that was something that's good for me. The other possibility that I was worried about is Russia coming into PA4 here with all of their mechanized units and basically just running by me. So, I mean, they have 13 tanks and 5 mechanized infantry. plus these other 2 tanks over here and a mechanized infantry. So they could have just, Piloto could have just attacked this, stacked it up. I did bring enough units here that I could have moved this one infantry here to block and another one here to block. So I could have slowed him down from getting into the heartland here, but there was really nothing that I could have done to that. And once he gets in there, that's a lot of money, and he gets a national objective if he takes 3 German territories. So I was pretty worried about that too. I just would have had to deal with it, or not deal with it. I just would have had to ignore it until I took UK4. But in the meantime, it would have got Russia a lot of money. So I was pretty worried about that too, and that didn't happen last turn. So it could still happen this turn, but that'll put him another turn behind. I am going to lose this up here. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. There's 7 Russian infantry. I only have 6 German infantry, and all these 4 planes here can get in on that. And there's another transport over here that could get in on that. So pretty sure I'm going to lose that island, and that's a national objective for Russia. So Russia could really be making a lot of money this turn, but that's life. So anyways, so those were pretty happy with that. I was also a bit worried about the US coming down here. If they had just abandoned UK4 and backed up, which is an option for them, obviously I would take UK4, but that if I take it with all my troops and chase them all the way down over here to UK3, it just takes me further and further away from Russia. And so that could have been something that was combined with, Russia moving forward over here. And then I thought the US, I was pretty worried about the US coming down here with all of their ground units and dropping in, what is this, F6? So they've got like 12 ground units. The UK has a transport as well, so that could be 14 ground units just parked in this area, probably going to get that factory and all these territories. And they would have lost UK4 in the process, but I just wouldn't have had an answer for that, at least not for several turns. So that could have really put a damper on things for Germany, but decided to defend up here instead. So, and then the last thing I wanted to mention was something I saw over here is China is really defending this this city here, which at the moment there's only 1 transport that can come over there. So if I was China, I probably would have liked to see more stuff moving in this direction towards Japan. Right now there's just the 4 guys on the coast there. There's a lot of Chinese units there, and enough that they could go and threaten this other city over here. Now, when they do that, it kind of creates an open door for me to come through and retake this one with transports if I can. But who knows what else is going on, if the US is coming in this direction or not, and if I've got all my transports and if I can defend them all. But this ANZAC fleet could be coming down and threatening me along with this British fleet. So anyway, that's something I thought China could have done differently, is heading in this direction with more. So right now Japan is feeling like there's just not a lot of pressure, so they've got time to do whatever they need to do. So that's kind of was my thoughts on the Allied turn and turns. So what I think is going to happen with, we're on the Italy turn right now. I think Italy is going to maybe blitz through here and take this. That's just 1 Russian infantry. Maybe attack this. We should be able to get these 3 territories, and if Italy can get, I think it's this one and maybe this one as well. That's another national objective, 3 IPC national objective for them. So that'll be good for them. They should be in the mid to high 40s, I think, for income. So that's quite good for Italy. And I think we'll build a factory here. This is the only place that we can. And then we've got the same production as the UK down here, because once UK4 falls up there, assuming that it does, I'm assuming that the remainder, for the remainder of the game, the UK income is coming this way. So Italy's going to have a bit of a problem with the UK, and Russia has 2 factories to build off of. So right now it looks like Italy's doing pretty well, but they're matching me for factories at the moment, and Russia has a lot of money. So gonna need to, I think, build a factory there and start pushing out some, I don't know, infantry, artillery, maybe some mechanized infantry, but we'll see. And then I think we're gonna come and kill this this U.S. sub with one of these destroyers over here. And I've got a bomber here too that can reach over and help kill that. And then this was something I saw here. Got an opportunity. I don't think this is going to happen, but I don't think that Corporal Clegg realized this Italian sub can go 1, 2, 3. This is just one U.S. destroyer here blocking. And if the Italians took that out, which I think they'd have a 60% chance at, they may not get the transports, but I think they have about a 60% chance of killing the destroyer. That would leave those other 2 destroyers and the battleship vulnerable, which you might be thinking, why would I care that much about that? Well, if I can get one ship up here into Sea Zone 29 and one here, and at the same time, Japan has this transport right here, go 1, 2, 3, and take UK 6. If I could do that, so all these transports over here with the U.S. fleet have no units on them. So if I can get a ship here and a ship here, it means they effectively can't pick up anything, and that means that I could take UK 10 and hold it, and then build units there, which would be nice. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't think it's going to be worth it in the long run. I'll probably just end up killing these with Japan, these 2 transports and the destroyer. That's a pretty good pickup. I can just use my planes and then probably just abandon this side of over here, because that's a lot of Allied stuff. So I think Japan is looking on the back foot now, at least right here they are. So Japan's probably going to back up. Italy is probably just going to do some standard things and get a bit more money, and Germany is going to go after UK4, I think. So other than that, I would like to take this PA5 territory. That's all I need to get another national objective, but I'm not going to be able to do it. I need every single unit that can get involved here. I need. So I think I'm going to have to leave that for now and hopefully get it on the next turn. Like I said, I'm going to lose this island up here with it, which is worth a lot of money. But there's nothing I can do about that right now. So, and then this submarine, this transport over here in 33 is looking pretty ripe. So I might go get that with the submarine. I mean, it's going to mean that sub's going to die because of either the Russian destroyer up there or the ANZAC destroyer down here. But wouldn't mind to get that transport out of there. It's going to mean less units up on that island. So that is, I think, what Germany's going to do. Japan, like I said, probably going to back off. Just probably retake UK 10 just to keep it out of Allied hands for as long as possible. Kill those 2 transports in the destroyer. And then meanwhile, probably, there's a lot of transports over here. We're going to transport as much as we can across to the mainland. We'll see what France does. France still has to go, but maybe try to get rid of the French down here, and then transport as many units from the mainland, or from the island up to the mainland as we can. And other than that, I haven't decided yet. Could encroach over here. This is the only thing that's in range to threaten me. So I do have enough units to stand up against that. So I could take everything on the border here. Or also, I don't know, could start going this way towards ANZAC. That seems like a good idea. Going to retake US 21 probably. I might take one single bomber. I have a bomber here, and this might be a little crazy, but I might go after this in US 20, this AA gun, just bomber against AA gun. If the AA gun misses, then it's an auto kill, so wouldn't mind to get that off the board. And then there's just these 4 ground units left, and there's nothing backing them up after that except for what's on the other side of the board here. I guess there's 2 mechanized infantry and a tank. Yeah, but it would be nice to get and hold US 21, although I don't think that's going to happen this turn, but maybe the turn after. So, yeah, Japan has a lot of money right now. Haven't really built any fleet yet this game, but I think now might be the time because of all this. So, we're going to have to start preparing now. And so we might get a couple of carriers, maybe some subs. Because I want to get lots of ground units, but I want to keep my factories on the mainland going, and I don't want to be caught short later if I need to build a navy all at once. So I think it's going to be better if I split my income between some ground units and some navy this turn. But we got a little while. We got Italy, we got Germany, and then we got Japan. So I got a bit more time to think about that. But that is what I'm thinking right now. So. All right, this is getting a little long. I wouldn't think I could talk this long about what's going on, but it's already 16 minutes. So, all right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Probably again on Italy 6. That's probably the next time we'll do this. But anyways, talk to you later.
It is round 5. It is just after the Italian turn. And this is kind of the situation as I see it. Still no big battle here for not London. We are still under siege there, but Germany is due to take their turn very soon, and we'll see what the outcome of that is. I'm assuming Germany will go in and go all in to try and take out this city that they've worked so hard to try and gain control of. We can only hope really that the AA guns, 6 of which we have managed to bring down some of the German planes in that battle. Hopefully we can take down more than just a few, and that perhaps will hinder future German operations, which I suspect will be coming against the Soviet Union. What I predict Germany's going to do is, I may have mentioned this in the last video, but I think he's going to build a lot of transports. He's got a major industrial here. Could build, I don't know how many transports he can afford, but you know, we could see a lot of them taking all of this stuff, moving into this city here, capturing it. We should be able to recapture as the Russians, but of course he can just swing back and forwards again and recapture it. We may end up losing that northern city there, but I should think that that will be the only Russian city we end up losing. Can't see him taking this one as well. Likewise down here, the Italians are coming in strong. They could have pushed R29 this turn, but didn't. Most likely out of a fear of a Russian counterattack there that could have seen them wiped out, though I don't know who really would have had the best odds in if that battle were to happen. So we're still 2 turns away from a possible attack here in the southern city in Russia, and I believe that as long as we play this right, Russia should be safe. We shouldn't lose that city as well, which is what this game's coming down to now. So what am I going to do? Well, Germany, basically, there's nothing here threatening Germany anymore, which is good for Germany. But the plan now is for the US to make sure that the Germans don't, the Japanese can't get their hands on this UK-10 city. We've already taken it back. Japan has a counterattack ready, and possibly will go after that again. But as you can see, we've bought quite a lot of troops, and we've brought our transports back, and we should be good to go taking that back and hopefully holding it for the rest of the game. It's a nice spot here because we're in range of UK 19 from there. We can also come back down here and hopefully take this back. A total of 3 cities up for grabs there, and possibly even F13 if we're lucky, but we'll have to see. This was kind of funny. In my turn, I was really confused and unsure about how to play this, and maybe I'll just explain to Contango and anyone else who was watching what was going in my head here. So you cannot load troops onto transports if the sea zone is hostile. So my transports are here, right? And all Japan would have had to do was take one of these destroyers and move it into this sea zone, and I would not be allowed to load up these troops during my combat move phase. So that would have meant I could not go after this. So I left a blocker and then realized he can just destroy the blocker with his air force and then non-combat a destroyer in there. So what he ended up having to do was leaving a battleship and 2 destroyers here, so that he couldn't then also have the option of moving the planes over, hitting all of this and retreating, and then non-combating a destroyer in there to have the same effect of not allowing me to board the transports. But I left these in here, plus the 3-plane scramble, to ensure, absolutely guarantee that I could load those transports. And it was something that just popped into my head as I was doing the turn. So yeah, got a bit messy, and I ended up undoing a few turns, or a few moves rather. So let's see what Japan does with their fleet. Yes, as I say, the plan for the US is to go in hard against Japan and try and liberate some of these territories here. And that's the plan. We need to deny the Axis their 14 cities. The UK probably doesn't have much left to do in this war other than try and hold on to this. I suspect the Italians will be going after that eventually. Right now I have a decent number of troops in there, but I think overall, eventually the Italians will overwhelm that with their multiple attacks and whatnot. And the UK economy is just crippled at the moment. I'm down to about 20 on the chart, and I lost about 8 or 9 to convoy raids last turn. As you can see, all of these convoys going on everywhere. So not good for the UK, but we have hope. Perhaps we can take down lots of Germans with us in this territory, in this siege, and that's the plan for now. Let's see what happens. Germany turn coming up.
All right, we're back. So this is another strategy session kind of video. This is Italy 6, I think it is. We're on round 6. Yeah, so give you a little flyover of the board where we're at right now. Biggest thing to happen in the last turn was Germany took what you could call London or not London, right here, and that battle went pretty well. I had a lot left over in terms of mechanized infantry. Kind of expected that battle to get rid of at least some of my tanks, but that didn't happen, so that's pretty good. Japan had a bit of a rough go on their turn. Lost a lot of, well, ground units here and there, but lost about 3 planes to relatively small battles, so that was unfortunate. But that's how the dice goes, right? So yeah, what I'm thinking about strategy at this point in the game, the taking of London up here has put me in a better mood. I don't know exactly what I said a few turns ago, but I wasn't super confident in my situation. But having taken London, I kind of like where I'm at right now. I'd say the Axis are maybe in the lead in the game a little bit. I'd say that the Allies now are on the clock to have to do something. If they don't, well, I did show quickly here, but the moment the income is almost even, some of that might still be temporary from when Germany took London. So Germany's probably going to come down 15 income because some of that was temporary. So, sorry, let me pause it for 1 second. Sorry about that, I just needed a cough. Yeah, so some of that income will come down, but with the Axis being this close to the Allies in income, that's good for them because they have so much more centralized production, on the mainland. So that's helpful. So I'd say the Allies are kind of on the clock to need to do something. Germany, I guess. Actually, let's talk about Italy. Italy is coming up next. I haven't done the Italy turn, and there's nothing that I see major for them to do right now. I'm not going to be able to take that city right away. I think we just keep trading UK 28, which is worth 3 IPCs, and just maybe take UK 29 here. Actually, I'm thinking about destroying that Chinese group there in C21 so that the remaining Japanese units can come into there. and then basically come over here and help Italy on defense. So I might do that instead. I might want to have all my ground units attacking that, so I may not take UK-29. But other than that, I think we'll just keep trading off with the Russians up here. Right now, I've got 9 production slots. I've got 2 factories over here and 1 right here. And then the UK has 3 right here, their factory, and the Russians have another 6 up here. I mean, 9 if you count that one. But so at the moment, I'm thinking if Italy just keeps a stalemate going with the UK and Russia over here, that is going to allow Germany to start pressing into Russia up here. Right now, Russia does have quite a bit of money, but I think Germany can, first of all, get their money up even a bit more by taking what's left of the UK territories over here. PA5 they haven't taken yet, so if they take that, that'll fulfill another national objective. So that's another 5, and this is, there's 5 left IPCs left on the UK territories. So Germany can get their money up even more, and then we can cancel out a few of these national objectives for Russia. Specifically, they get a national objective if they own 3 German territories, and then they get 1 for this island up here that's worth 5, and that pro-allied right there. So if we can start taking some of those away from Russia, that income differential is going to get pretty big between Germany and Russia, and also the just the production that Germany has over here. So sooner or later, Germany is going to win this up here. It's just a matter of time. And it looks like the Allies have basically abandoned, the UK up here and what you might call Europe. Looks to me like they're heading to where these markers are. That's where the fleet is, or the American and the UK fleet. So it kind of looks like they're switching and going after Japan now. We'll see. They could swing back over to here. They've got a lot of transports and a lot of units here. So they could switch back, but it looks to me like they're going to pressure Japan instead. So that's good news for Germany, who I think this is going to be kind of a maintenance turn for them, clean up some of these territories from the UK, clean up some of these from Russia, but they really don't have enough to press forward just yet. So we're going to need to produce a lot of units and start heading that way. So that's basically what Germany's going to do. Italy, like I said, is basically going to try to stalemate right here long enough to let Germany do its thing. Also, I guess they're probably going to clear out that blocker just to help out Japan. If you count up all the naval units here in the plains that the US and the UK have, and France has a couple there as well, it's over 30 units. So that's a lot of naval units coming towards Japan. And we don't even have enough to compete with that, even with all of our current naval units and planes. So Japan is going to have to play defense now, I think. Going to have to get probably a lot of submarines, maybe some planes, maybe another aircraft carrier, just to ward that off if they're going to come down here. And I think that's probably what they'll do. There's 3 cities available, 1 right there and 2 right here. So I think that's kind of the lowest hanging fruit for the Allies right now, is to go after those cities. And that's going to, if they can get all 3 of them, and the Axis don't find a way to get any more cities, they'll actually lose the game. The Axis need to keep over 8 cities. So, and that would put them below 8. So that means that Germany is going to need to come up here and get this city before Japan loses 3 cities. Or Italy could go and get this one, but that doesn't seem super likely. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. But Japan is definitely going to need to play some defense here, I think. So they're going to hang on to as much territory over here as they can, but they're going to try to play defense for as long as they can and let Germany start to steamroll Russia, which will take a little while, but I think it'll eventually happen. So that's kind of, I guess, where we're at. The biggest fear for the Axis right now is wherever that fleet is going. which obviously I'll change my mind about things if they do come back over against Germany. They could do that because there's really nothing standing in their way. There's not a lot of units down here, and they could try to come after Italy down here that doesn't have a lot of units. So I need to be careful about that. I need to make sure I've got blockers available. Yeah, so anyway, that's where we're at. Italy turn 6. Not too much else to say. I'd say that's my biggest worry. And you know what? Russia has a lot of money. They're probably going to buy, well, they might buy a major factory either here or right here. Those are the 2 eligible spots. So I'll need to keep my eye out for that, because if they drop a major factory right here, Italy could be in some trouble. I mean, obviously that's going to create a backdraft up here if Russia is, you know, putting all its money down here. So that's good for Germany, but Italy needs to be careful they don't step too far forward here. Yeah, and looks like Corporal Clegg opted to continue to try to protect this city. That's, I mean, it's bad because then I can't get that city back. The good part is that less units are coming towards me over here, less Chinese units. So yeah, I do need to worry about the Chinese a little bit. They've got a lot of units. I'm guessing over 50 infantry, and it doesn't necessarily look like that, but I mean that stack alone is I think 28. So yeah, so it's going to be a bit tricky over here. I think I will probably, as Japan, come and kill this fleet here that doesn't have any aircraft with it. That's just kind of too juicy to pass up. Although I really don't want to. As much as I want to kill that, I don't really want to lose Japanese units right now, because I need to be careful about the United States and UK coming from the other direction. And the other opportunity over here is this British fleet is alone, and it doesn't have any planes. So I could come over there and kill that, but I'm going to have to, you know, take aircraft carriers to do it. So I'm probably going to end up just trading whatever I send for that, and I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do. So I need to think about that a little bit more, but we'll see. So that's kind of where we're at. I guess I'll leave it there. Try to make this one a little bit shorter. But yeah, so we'll see you next time.
It is round 6. It is just after the USA, UK, and China turns, and well, it seems like I had the victory conditions wrong. Turns out that we need to get the axis down to 8 victory cities for a whole game round in order to win. I don't know why I had round 8 in my head as a cut-off winning point, but apparently that's what we need to do. So we've got our work cut out for us. We certainly can't go for the defensive win, which I was hoping for. But that might not be too much of a problem, as we do have some offensive capability here. So, of course, we lost not London. Shame that we didn't manage to take out a few tanks along the way. Contango had a really good hit rate there on those 2s, and we just didn't have that same level of luck, unfortunately. So, yeah, we've lost that one, and I can't see us getting that back without a full concentrated effort, which we can't really afford at this point. The US is here in this sea zone with all of our fleet. We've taken back UK 2, or UK 10 rather, hopefully for good. I have the axis down to 10 victory cities, and the Allies are at 12. So we've got to get 2 more before they get any more. And we have our targets. I mean, this is a nice sea zone. From here we can go 1, 2, and 3. And probably land here in F11. Could be a nice spot to land all of those troops, because we can then split off like that and go after both of those cities perhaps in one go in the same turn. Will we be able to? Not sure, because Japan has some infantry over here, some more over here. Other than that, though, Japan's kind of in trouble. We are on the case, and we can also swoop down and grab this city back as well, and perhaps that's what we'll do with the bulk of our fleet. We'll send a transport down here to just grab this, depending on what Japan does, of course. I suspect he'll be blocking sea zones left, right and centre to prevent this. But that's fine as well. We can windle him down, hopefully take out some of these destroyers along the way, and then hope for a big decisive naval battle. Once we've cleared that Japanese fleet, it will be a very helpful. But hopeful thinking. I don't think Contango will put his fleet in any such position where it can be taken out. But we do have one victory city. We have 2 over here, the French one, and we have 3. And right now we only need 2. So those are 3 targets to go for. Possibly with the help of the UK, we've got 1 artillery. The UK economy is absolutely in ruins at the moment, but by next turn we'll be collecting some more money again. This could fall. Need to make sure I keep building up here in not India. I'm not sure what Contango has planned with this factory here, but we'll see. From this position here, this fleet actually can 1, 2, and 3 come back here. So the threat of the US fleet coming back to this sea zone and then hitting here is still on the cards. However, this strat bomber could go 1, 2, 3, and 4 and do a strat bombing raid on the naval base. I suspect he'll do that to stop us from having our 3 range. But that's fine. The plan for the US is to head 2 spaces to this sea zone or this sea zone. And yeah, basically go from there, and we'll see how the Axis forces react. Quite the fleet we have. Hopefully we can put it to good use. Russia's still going strong. We just need to make sure we can hold out against these Italians coming in, which I do believe we can. Russia is quite mighty still. As you can see, not much Russian territory has actually been taken. And here we're actually on the counter-offensive right now, pushing the Germans back, kind of. But I suspect we will see, I keep saying this every round, lots of transports coming up here. Maybe he won't. But either way, Germany needs to start pushing this way, I suspect, is where he'll go. Maybe that's too obvious, though. We'll have to wait and see. This city, may have mentioned this in a previous post or previous recap video that I do. This is like an ace up the Axis sleeve. They can just jump in there and that will buy them a bit more time. Though that will have the effect of making all of these purple territories pro-allies, which could be nice for the allies. Although the only place we will really benefit from that is here. China also going strong. We have a lot of stuff here in this lower city. It's beautiful that we managed to capture that. Still have our north city intact, and ANZAC is also helping us out now as well. ANZAC just needs to make sure that they don't die as well. The most annoying thing at the moment happening is this skirmishing that keeps happening here. I'm spending so much money to try and retain that 10 IPC national objective, and I think this is going to be the last turn I commit forces, I commit money to maintain that objective, because I'm spending 25 bucks every turn in order to get 10 bucks back, right? So this is it, probably. I'm going to then focus on simply spending money on naval forces to go after those cities. And if Japan wants to come in here and take a few of my bucks away, so be it. But hopefully by then we'll be here, here, and here, and it will all be too late. That's the plan, though. This could go either way. Either we'll win this way, or it will turn into a bit of a slog. But as of now, right now, that remains to be seen.